Hello again, I'm Anderson. This is my personal channel where I express my thoughts, ideas, and analyze my portfolio. I used to analyze hot Brazilian and Latin American stocks from a very hot place because I live in Rio de Janeiro. Brazil is a market full of noise, so this video maybe will have some noise too, some real noise today. Today we will analyze Itaúsa, Brazilian largest holding company. Itaúsa has several non-financial companies and owns 37% of Itaú Unibanco, the largest bank in Latin America. So let's apply our rules. Do I understand how the company makes money? Well, mostly on equity income and mostly through Itaú. 94% of results came from Itaú on 2025. But the non-financial uh, companies are growing faster than Itaú results. So in the future could be an interesting optionality. Will people be using this product in the next in 20 years? Sure. Uh, Bank, infrastructure, consumer goods, okay, but infrastructure, sanity, energy, infrastructure. So almostly 100% people will use the Itaúsa products in the next 20 years. And Itaúsa is a very well managed company that if they analyze that people will not use some product, they could disinvest and invest in a new company. Does the company have a durable competitive advantage? Well, in the holding itself, I think that no, but Itaú has a strong competitive advantage. Motiva and Aegea, both infrastructure and sanity, has they have competitive advantage. So I think that in the operational companies, we see competitive advantage. Is the company recession proof? Exception of Alpargatas, that it's consumer goods. All the other companies are recession proof. Itaú, especially, is a very well managed bank that proved to be recession proof during the long Brazilian recession in 2015, 2016, and after in COVID. So it's a company that is recession proof. Is there confidence in the management? Yes, strong confidence. Itaú is managed by the family that founded Itaú Unibanco Bank. Uh, Very rational management, very conservative, and in general, a lot of confidence in the market. The market has a lot of confidence in this management. Has the company been listed on stock exchange for more than 5 years? Yes, Itaú is founded and is listed since 1966, so more than 50 years. Has the company shown revenue growth over the last 5 years? Yes. Let's see here. First, let's see the results on 2025 and 2024. So we have a growth 11% on results. These results came from the company they invested. Almost the entire result came from Itaú, okay, 94%. The non-financial sector is but is growing faster than Itaú. So interesting. On this non-financial, on the other companies, not only non-financial, we have some years ago XP, today the biggest investment bank in Brazil. So interesting, Itaú invested in the beginning of the company, I maybe on private equity, and after XP go to Nasdaq, so Itaú multiply several times the investment. So sometimes, for example, IGEA is not a listed company, and sometimes you could see on these optionalities sum of 10 multiplied by 10. So even if it's not so strong the result compared to Itaú Unibanco, it's interesting optionality too. Well, let's see recurring results from companies. We see here recovery from COVID, so plus 13%, plus 6%. Also, we adjusted for XP sales, plus 12 and 12%. So yes, it's a company that the revenue growth has revenue growth over the last 5 years. Has the company shown earnings growth over the last 5 years? Let's see. Recurring net income, strong recover, and plus 13, 3, 5, and 11%. Is the company that, so check it, the company has shown earnings growth. Is the price earnings ratio low? Today, on June 2026, price earning is at 9. It's not bad, but it's not so low for Brazilian standards. Anyway, this is a premium company in Brazil, so we could say that it's low price earning. Does the company have constant dividend growth? Yes. The dividends on Itaúsa are consistent, so we can see here per share 72 cents, 85, 1 real. It represents a payout like 8 to 10% in all years, so very interesting payout. Has the company paid plus 5% or more dividends a year over the last 5 years? Yes, in general 8 to 10%. Has the company been profitable for the last 5 years? Yes, all years. Has the company never reported a loss on fiscal year? Yes, since ever. So Itaúsa is a company that never reported a loss, not only in the last 5 years. It remembered me a phrase of a former Brazilian banker that in fact the bank was sold to Itaú, that said that the best business to have where Brazil is in a good moment is a bank, and the best business to have when Brazil is in a bad moment is a bank. So the best business to have in Brazil is always a bank. As Itaúsa owns receive results mainly from Itaú Unibanco, so for this reason the company never reported a fiscal a loss in entire fiscal year. Does the company have a return on equity above 10%? Yes. I think that to 18.83%. So strong return on equity. Is the company debts right? No, it's not high. It's very, very low debt compared to equity. Let's see. Debt from EBIT 0.23, with equity 0.05. I think that nowadays the right number 0.03%, 0.033%. So very, very low debt. Does the company have debt lower than equity? By far. The entire debt represents like 3% of equity, so very low debt. Well, let's see the projections. What the main investment thesis? We have something that's more short term, that due to new Brazilian tax regulations, we expect a lower differential on being holding to be operational company because the in the dividends that Itaú pays that nowadays has IPI, a kind of tax that we will not have anymore on, I think that 1 or 2 years. So by this, we expect the differential between holding and operational company decrease from 24% to 15%. So it's a short-term thesis. For the most long-term, we have the fact that Itaú owns very strong position in Brazilian market, a good position on Latin American market, not so strong, but anyway, good. Itaú has been challenging from Nubank in the last 10 years, and has proved to be strong. So, as an incumbent, a no fintech bank, Itaú could be stronger than other companies like Bradesco, the main private competitor from Itaú, publicly listed but private because it's not state owned. So probably in the next 5 or 10 years, Itaú that is very well management with return on equity above 20% will continue to grow and will continue to pay more and more dividends to Itaúsa. Point one. Point two, Itaúsa governance shows that it's possible to increase no financial companies, for example, and IAGEA. We see from this first quarter 2026 relation to fourth quarter 2025, Itaúsa increase a little bit the debt because they increase a participation on IAGEA. So we have all these non-financial companies as optionalities. I think that the main thesis here is that we pay 1 real to we pay 1 real, no, we buy 1 real paying 76 cents due to 24% discount to buy the best bank in Brazil, one of the best banks in Latin America, and a very, very well managed bank that will continue to grow and a lot of optionalities. So I think that that's the point. What are the main risks and challenges? Well, uh, I don't see, for example, macroeconomic risk or regulation risk. The main risk is sectorial, is the fact that fintech industry in Brazil is booming. So we have a lot of new banks like Nubank, Inter, and thousand of literally thousand of fintechs competing on small markets. By now, they didn't took some principality of Itaú. So a lot of people has accounts on these fintechs, but use Itaú or Banco do Brasil as the main bank. But in the future, as these companies, these new fintechs could offer better products, for example, we are seeing now new with ultraviolet, that is the premium card from premium customers from high level, high not high but middle to high income customers in Brazil, like 12,000 reais monthly. They could reach this public better, they could offer better services, and so to gain principality. That's a very important thing on financial markets. This is a strong risk. Anyway, um, Itaúsa proved to be very well managed, and to be a compounding company with very low risk, very low volatility, strongly reliable on dividends. So it do not appear that will this risk will be real, will materialize on the next 5 or 10 years. 10 years is a larger term, but larger time, but not on 5 years by sure. So, well, um, I think that is one of the best companies in Brazil because has very low volatility, very reliable on dividends, and very reliable on compounding. I hope you liked this video, and thank you, and see you on next Sunday.